Hey there, welcome to Mike's Workbench here in St. Michael's Forge. And tonight I got a little quick project I'm going to knock out. I still got a lot of work to do on that knife that I'm doing, that fantasy chopper for my son, some other stuff, but I don't have a lot of time tonight. But we are going to hop on the welding rig real quick. So to kind of recap, I have a mortar canister. It's tall. It's about 36 inches tall. In that I have my Parks 50 quenching solution. And I've been using it for a while, never had an issue. Yesterday, when I went to quench, I inadvertently, it's a bigger blade, released my grip just enough that it plopped out, dropped down to the bottom. And luckily everything is okay, everything worked out all right. I was able to fish it out. The way that I did, I ran quick over to my pegboard there. And on the pegboard, I've got a number of these magnets from Harbor Freight. They use a hook to hold them up on the wall, and then you can slap your tools on. So I grabbed one, threw all the tools off. They're a big mess over there. And then I went over, grabbed my tongs, went down. The tongs are short, so I had to get my hand a bit into the liquid, which was a little warm. But pulled the knife out quick, got everything cleaned up, and we were all good. But that got me thinking, why don't I have something ready to roll so that in case of something like that, because I've also dropped stuff into my water quench tube there. I'm going to have another quench tube for my ferric chloride, for etching and stuff. And I was like, I should have something that can reach down easily into all of them and not have to get my hands into the solution. So this is my solution for that. The one that I used yesterday, it's already dirty, right? So I wiped it off, cleaned it off a bit. But I've got this piece of rebar here that I had started one day, and then my project was interrupted before I got to do much. I had flattened this a bit. And what I'm going to do is take a file, and on these inserts here, on the one, I'm just going to file in to kind of clear. It's got like this coating, plastic coating. I'm going to kind of clear that out. Then I'll take the flat end here. We're going to place it down like so, right? So we'll have that right on there. And then I'm going to use my Forney Easyweld 140 to quickly weld it up. And I love this thing. As you know, I've used it. If you've watched my videos in the past, I've used it a number of times, different projects, including some knife making. So I've done it where I had to put a guard and I needed a steel guard with less support. I don't weld, just to be clear. I'm not like going and laying down a whole bead of weld around or any of that. It's just a little quick spot and spot, like on opposite sides. So tap, tap, and cool immediately. Actually tap, cool. So that's what I've done with the knives. This is the one though, I'm gonna lay it in there. And I did check, and then with this, the combined length, you can see it's long. It gave me about this much clearance out of the quench tank. So I'll have plenty of clearance there, definitely clearance on those tubes that I use. So if I have stuff drop into any of my things, I can just quickly reach down, retrieve it out, and move on, clean this off, obviously. But that's what we're gonna do. So it's welding time, I'm looking forward to it. So first we're gonna do some filing. Then we'll get the welding rig out. As you can see, everything's still a mess. So it's all messy back there as well. Still waiting on my contractor. He said the permit came in, and I've asked him twice now, okay, when's the date? And he's ghosting me. He's not talking to me. So I have to ping him again because I want to get all this other junk out so I can actually make this into a bona fide shop, not storage / my little corner. At any rate, we're going to go ahead, file, then we'll weld, and then we will have a very simple tool, but very practical tool. All right, so we've got it all hooked up. We're clamped on. I use magnets to hold everything in place, and the clamps, combo of that. Ready to get started. And again, this thing makes it easy. So let's go ahead. We're gonna jump on. It should just take a second, but yeah, we'll take a look, see what happens here. All right, quick and easy. I mean, I have no idea. I'm not a welder. I don't know what I'm doing, and I clearly don't practice, but there we go. So that's welded in. It's nice and solid. So now I can take that, drop it in. Now, I did have some comments about it. My quench tank, which is back there, the mortar one being metal. I know that it wasn't a problem because as long as I could move this up and down, I was able to, even a couple of times when I first went in, I was fishing and it boom to the side. The magnet on here is good. It's not like a super magnet. So it's good enough to hold small tools, and but it was easy enough to pull away. And now I've got, you know, one nice solid piece that's more than long enough to go into the quench tank without me having to stick my hands down in there, and into here also with water, and the one I'm getting ready to do for the ferric chloride. So there we go. We have now our Lost Item Retrieval System. Lost Item Retrieval L.I.R.S. This is the L.I.R.S 1.0. Lost Item Retrieval System 1.0. Maybe that's what we'll call this video. There you go. So at any rate, if you are foraging, if you have stuff, you can pick these up really cheap off at Harbor Freight. Again, then this whole strip is magnetic, and it does a great job in quick picking stuff up. So, you know, there you go, boom, right? Anything that's in your liquid, whatever it is, the water, ferric chloride, of course, if it's ferric chloride, you really need to make sure you clean it immediately and neutralize that stuff. But ferric chloride, Parks 50, canola oil, whatever you're using, you might want to consider something like this for quick retrieval and to get it out. With that, this is Mike's Workbench, where I have no idea here in St. Michael's Forge, no idea what I'm doing, learning as I go. Yesterday was a great example where I had to learn on the fly, and this is the result. It ain't pretty, but it'll work. That'll do, Mike, that'll do. In fact, here's the other added benefit I just thought of. Easy storage. There you go. It magnetizes right to the side of my quench tank. Have a great night. Take care, and as always, remember, ciao, and have a good one.